This will be for the con exercise, completing the square intermediate. Now, there's really only two types of problems in this exercise. The first one will require you to rewrite the function by completing the square. The reason it's called a function is because this function right here is not set equal to anything. Okay, so imagine it's just an equation, but you're only dealing with one side. So I'll do that in a moment. And the second one is where you actually have an equation. Okay, so you have something with an equal sign and you have to deal with both sides. So the ones that are considered a function, like I said, they are not set equal to anything, and you're going to have to add and subtract the same number through the process. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so this is what we're starting with. And we want to set up a trinomial that we can factor into a perfect square. And like we said at the beginning, you're going to add and subtract the same number. So what I'm going to do to this function, actually, I'm going to rewrite this. Give me 1 sec. All right, let's rewrite this instead. So I'm going to start with x squared plus 6x. And what I'm going to do at this point is add a blank space and then subtract a blank space. It's going to be the same number. And then on the end, I'm going to have plus 87. Okay, that should work better. So now what we want to do, you want to take the coefficient, the number that's multiplied by x. All right, the first step is to take half. All right, make sure you maintain the plus minus sign. Half of positive 6 is going to be 3. And then you take that number and you square it. So 3 is going to be 3 squared, and 3 squared equals 9. Now, since we added 9 there, we're going to subtract 9 there. Okay, plus 9 minus 9, and now it balances out. And now what we want to do is factor this part of the equation right here. But it's actually very easy. We don't have to write out the factors of 9. What we're going to do is just use the number we got when we took half. Okay, so the first term is going to be an x, and then you just take the 3 and write it here. And make sure you maintain the plus minus sign. So this 3 just goes right here, and this is squared. Okay, so pretty simple. And this right here is the equivalent of this right here. If you want to test or check, expand this, you could to make sure it equals this. And now we have negative 9 plus 87. 87 minus 9 is just going to be positive 78. So that is your final answer. That's all you have to do. So use the number you got when you took half. Okay, and the binomial is going to start with an x. So I believe there was a blank space for this box right here. You just enter 3, and there was a blank space on the end. You just enter 78. Make sure you maintain the plus minus signs. If this were negative 3, you would enter a negative 3 in the box. So in the box right here on Khan Academy, you would enter a 3 right here, and you would enter a 78 right here. And that's it. They give you the plus sign already. So if it's positive, just enter the number as is. Now, the other type of problem is an actual equation. Okay, and that's because there's an equal sign. So we're going to have to deal with both sides. And in the process, we're going to add the same number to each side. All right, so you'll see in a minute how we do that. Okay, so let's rewrite this equation here. We have x squared minus 14x. Actually, I'm sorry. Step 1 will be to get rid of the constant term, the 33. We want it on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to do minus 33 on both sides of the equal sign. 33 minus 33 cancels, And on the right-hand side, 0 minus 33 is just going to be negative 33. All right, now we can rewrite. So let's see, we have x squared minus 14x. And just like last time, we're going to leave a blank space. So plus a blank space. Now this is gone. We have equals, and it equals negative 33. And just like we did here, we're going to do plus a blank space. And now it's going to be basically the same as last time. You go to the term that's multiplied by x, the coefficient here, okay? And you want to take half of that. So half of negative 14 is just negative 7. And then you square it. So use parentheses, that's going to be negative 7 squared. Negative 7 times negative 7 is 49. Okay, this number will always be positive because when you square it, the negative becomes positive. Now, if we add 49 on the left side, we also need to add 49 on the right side as well. Okay, so it balances out. And now, just like in the first case, we're going to factor this part of the equation, okay? But we don't have to write out the factors for 49. It's very simple. We're just going to use the number we got when we took half. So you start the binomial with an x, and then you just take the negative 7, and that whole thing is going to be squared, okay? So this is equivalent to this right here. Now we bring down the equal sign. Negative 33 plus 49, well, 49 minus 33 is actually 16. And that is your final answer. Okay, so I believe there will be a blank space right here, and you enter negative 7, and there will be a blank space right here. You enter positive 16. So right here is negative 7, and right here is positive 16. Okay, so you can't write x minus 7. They have the plus sign, so it's plus negative 7, but that's the same thing.